course. Let's talk to Gwen Robinson now, because I think she might agree with Robert Jenrick on Palestinian flags. Gwen, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
Good to see you. He's got a point, hasn't he, Robert Jenrick? I mean, there's this big to-do this weekend because Keir Starmer's going to supposedly reclaim our national flag. I'm not sure who he's reclaiming it from. But he doesn't have much to say about Palestinian flags and Pakistani flags, does he?
No, he doesn't. But it's funny how he seems to be chopping and changing, you know, to suit himself as he reads the polls. But I totally agree with Robert. You know, we are British. We are proud to be British. One of the big issues I have, Mike, is that, you know, people come here because they say they want a better life.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they start to want to change things, and they want to try and, you know, push their cultures forward and push us with our very, very rich history and heritage, you know, back. I have a real problem with that.
Yes, I think so. Because when we saw Donald Trump here just the other week at Windsor, you know, enjoying the pageantry of the royal family and Windsor Castle and the history and the marching bands and then checkers and all of the history around that, you realise, I mean, I was quite encouraged by seeing all of that, because you felt like that's the Britain that I know, that's the Britain that I grew up in, that's the Britain that I cherish, you know. And we don't see enough of that, I don't think.
No, I mean, let's be honest. Nobody does pomp and pageantry better than we do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I look at America and they seem very proud outside homes to have their stars and stripes and everything else. And yet suddenly here we are now. Who is it, Mike, who is it that's objecting to us flying our flags, putting them on the lampposts to say, you know, just remember where we are and what we stand for. You know, we've been one of the most welcoming countries, and that's now being abused.
Yeah.
And I think people they're at a point now where they're just trying to remind people that this is Britain and that we will fly our flags. I know for our county council, they've made it very clear that they will, unless the flags that are put on lampposts are, you know, pose a danger to the public, they're going to leave them there, which I really applaud them for that.
Yes, and that's as it should be. But of course you'll get, and forgive me for saying this, council Jobsworths who will claim that any number of things are dangerous and therefore have to be removed, you know, health and safety and all the rest of it. I mean, we saw one councillor this week, a Labour councillor, I think he was somewhere in the Midlands, calling people who wanted to put flags up extremists and nonces and racists. And it was quite extraordinary that this is obviously a belief that exists in the Labour Party, that there's something wrong with you if you want to be patriotic.
But this term now, you know, you're an extremist, it's being used actually to silence people. Now, I was out recently, you know, knocking on doors, just saying hello to people, you know, looking at local issues. And goodness me, the amount of people that started the conversation with me as, you know, I'm not a racist. Now, how sad is it we've now got to this point where, no, and they're not racist. What they are is they're resentful. You know, they resent that we're supposed to now take a big step back and allow other people to dictate what we can and cannot do.
Right, exactly right. And the last time we spoke to you, I think, it was around at the time there had been some demonstrations outside migrant hotels in Waterlooville. What's the situation currently with that?
At the moment, the situation, so the Home Office decided they would not use that building. I was very disappointed with the Labour leader's deputation to the Home Office, basically, and what he has said very publicly is that he is prepared to welcome these migrants, and he wants them in the centre of, you know, communities so that we can support them. I mean, I think he's not really reading the room. I don't think he's actually paying attention to the issues that this whole thing about illegal migrants and where they're located is actually, you know, posing the problems.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I mean, unfortunately, because of the nature of things, they'll just sort of move to another spot, won't they? They'll try and go, oh, okay, well, we haven't won that one, but we'll move somewhere else, and you have to keep chasing them out of the territory, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, there is this dispersal programme, which I've been aware of for over 2 years. You know, when I was the portfolio holder, you know, I was very aware of it, but I still feel that, you know, you have to look at the bigger picture, and you do have to look at community cohesion And a lot of people, you know, we've got people in Waterlooville, they're really struggling, like, you know, to pay their bills. You know, so I'm very happy to see flags, and we have got flags that have been flying in Waterlooville, the George Cross, the St George's flag, and mind you, the other day I drove down where there had been some round a roundabout, and they've all disappeared.
Yeah, and who's taking them away?
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to assume that it's a member of the public. I mean, I have had emails from people objecting. And I've just informed them that, you know, number one, you don't need planning permission from the local authority to put up a flagpole in your garden. And the county council have said, unless they're a danger, we're leaving them. So I'm going to assume from that it's somebody that is a sympathiser to everybody else in the world.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Gwen, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Gwen Robinson, councillor from Waterlooville, Conservative, saying that she agrees with Robert Jenrick about the flying of foreign flags. You know, it's all very well saying that you support flying the British flag, but surely there ought to be somebody in the Labour government saying, actually, we'd rather you didn't start flying loads of foreign flags around the place, because that's not our country.